So the best way to install a seal is you use this finger here to push in. Use this finger here to support. Then next use your thumb to push in, go in this clockwise direction. Okay, continue. And then at this point, you can use two fingers to hold as a support. Then you continue pushing your seal in like that. And then you come to this side now. Now you can add more support. So 2, 3 fingers now supporting there. Now you can push in with the carry on pushing in. Actually, this third finger here can be used to balance your seal from underneath so it doesn't fall off into the bucket. So, and then to finish off the installation of the seal, you use your index finger and your thumb to find a good cooperation work interface between the finger, your index finger and your thumb in order to finish off the installation of your seal. Okay, so there is that is how to install the seal. Then you kind of okay, so now we're done with installation of the seal. At this point, we now install the element and attaching it with onto the element head by show you now. All the elements comes with a packet, a little packet inside that has got these screws. They are special screws. There should be 3 of them. Here's the third one.
Yeah, I've already checked.
So now at this point, so as you can see here, there are special type of screws actually designed for the installation of elements. Okay, next you get your element. Your element goes right and into the bucket, and then it shoots out. Here, well, as you can see, the hole is too narrow. It's not broad enough because the element is not coming out. So at this point, you have to remove the seal and then make the hole a little bigger. Reinstall the element again, following the same method or rather procedures, clockwise direction. and then we try again now to see if the element is gonna be able to. Now the element goes back in again and then pops out from here. Now you can see there's a lot of playroom in here, which is actually what we are looking for. Okay, next the element head goes in this way. There are different types of elements. Some elements do not have this plate, but it doesn't matter, plate or not plate. Next, as long as it came together in a packet, it's meant to balance or to match with the element inside the bucket. So now we screw this element head onto the element itself. So basically, you're looking for these 3 screws here. These rods to be visible enough through these holes. If you can't see these rods through these holes, that means your placing is perfect, and the screws will be able to go right through without any obstruction. Okay. So as you can see, you should be able to see those rods. And then the next thing you have to do now is to place your screw in whichever hole you feel comfortable with. Place it in, and then you get your screwdriver. This screwdriver, I recommend this size screwdriver because it gives a lot of grip, feasibility, and I'll show you how this screwdriver helps you to avoid snapping off your elements when you apply a lot of force. It avoids you from having the bad experience of breaking, of snapping this off, because as you can see there is welded onto the plate of the element. So too much force will make this to snap off, and then that element becomes useless if that happens. So you lose out in that regards. So now at this point, that said, we carry on with the installation. So I drop this in. Now I start screwing in.
Yeah. The customers be out there. Like even Joe.
I'm having problem getting this screwed in, and I'll show you why right now. I'll show you why I'm having the problem. Now this is the reason why. If you look closely, you'll see the element from the manufacturer. The element is so badly bent, it's not straight. That is why the screwing in is quite a problem. That is number one. Number two, sometimes, as you can see, the cathode and the anode rods, sometimes from the manufacturer, the height is not equal. One could be higher than the other, and that will prevent you from installing the element smoothly, as easy as it should. So what do? At this point, you get something like this. Okay, inner nose plier is called. You now apply a little bit of force to make the element plate come into a straight, flat, balanced surface. As you can see, the angle has changed. It's more presentable. And then next, your cathode and anode, just tap them both all the way in. so that it flushes.
Keeping safe.
Okay, so carry on doing that until you feel like it's now on equal height. At that point, you cannot carry on. You can now continue with your installation and try it again to see if you have no problem with the installation of the element onto the bucket.
So we're rinsing on our faces, though, of these guys under pressure. See, you can see a nigga with the Rari, but it's like, this guy's under pressure. But
Okay.
I can see my life is, I've been trying not to get under pressure. I'm under pressure.
So now, yes, it's going in now.
Downgrade houses, get out. I'm back here again. So it's like, anxiety.
I'm still having problem actually getting this in. Sometimes you check your screw. You can see in here, this one here has no thread in it. So there's no thread in this particular screw. That is another reason why you're having problem to actually install your element. So this is another problem from the manufacturing company that produced the element. So this. Okay, so now I'm gonna get another thread screw with thread in it, and we continue with the installation. Just check to see if it's all lined up. And perfect. There we go. It's working out perfectly. And then put on to the next one. There we go. And then the next one. There we go. And now at this point you need to check to make sure it's lined up in a way that when you install the case cover, it doesn't come skew like this. It needs to be straight like this. So for you to achieve that mission, you have to make sure this is facing your, it's lined up straight. So you turn this a little bit, and then you check it again to see if it's all lined up straight. Now I like the positioning, and then we continue with installation. So notice how I'm holding on to here, this part of the screwdriver, so that I do not apply too much force and then snap off the welded part of the rod that is holding this, that's going to be holding the screw down. So and then the screwing on has to be done in a synchronized counting manner. What I mean by that, I'll show you now. So I count when how many times I'm going to turn the screw, and that goes accordingly in terms of turns. So count 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Leave that. So this is to balance off the element plate onto the bucket, and also to avoid applying too much pressure on a particular point, which could cause the element, which could cause the rod that is attached, or rather welded onto the element plate, to snap off. So that is why I do the counting. Okay, so I've counted 10 here, and I'm going to count 10 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So at this point you feel a little bit of resistance. Then you now reduce the number to 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And now you should reduce your number to 1. 1, 1, 1. And now you continue doing that 1, 1, 1 until the turning, it stops turning. But at this point, I recommend you hold onto this point here so to avoid applying too much force in terms of turning the screw to avoid snapping. 1, 1, again, 1, again, still turning. There we go. Okay, this one here is tight, and then we stop turning. Then we move on to focus on those that are still turning until they stop turning. This one is still turning. This one has stopped turning. This one is still turning. Okay, it has stopped turning. Then we make sure none of them is turning. Okay. Now your element is so well tight in the way that it's never going to suffer from any leakage. But it has to be tested anyways at the end when you're done. Okay, now next is to install the case cover. Sometimes the manufacturing company, the hole here is not like broad enough. So what you do, you can get something like this, a nail, just to broaden the hole, so you can have a very good visibility of this hole here. In line with the hole here, so that you should be able to install this screw right through. And if you have a problem to get this screw through into this hole, then we recommend you go to any company that sells this type of screws. I'll show you now. These are called clipboard screws. They're long enough to help you get the screw all the way down into the hole, so that your installation of your case cover would not give you a problem or give you hassle in terms of installation of the case cover. So again, these are the screws. They are called the clipboard screws. So you can see there, and this comes in a packet like this. By the way, we're not here to advertise any particular brand or product. That said, now the installation continues. The case cover. So you're looking for the hole. It's very good to have have a workplace where lighting is very important, so you can see the hole where the screw is going to go through. So there we go. I'm looking for the hole there. Found the hole. Then I hold it down tight, and then put the screw right in, and then screw it in. Then it stays. Then the next one, do the same. Find the hole. Okay, and then screw it in. At this point, you now have to also counts using the same method. Not apply too much force, otherwise you could snap the hole where the element head, the screw goes into the element head. So you count 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you check it. If it's hard enough, it's still wiggly. So you count one time each. 1, 1. Then you check. Firm. It's perfect. Now you see there it's firmly attached and firm. Then all element comes to the sticker like this, which you peel off. Peel it off, and then as you can see here, you have to stick this in the direction that is readable to whoever is looking at it, like this. You see that? Not like this. Okay. No. Like this. Okay. So that's it. Once that is done, your element is fully installed and you have yourself an electric geyser bucket. The cable comes in the back. The cable comes separately. It can be detached from the element. It's a portable cable. And that said, the next we are going to be talking about how to make a hole using the machine. Okay, at this point I'll show you how to make a hole using the machine. The machine is a drill machine you can get from any hardware store, and the hole saw you can also get from hardware stores. They're quite hard to come by, but if you search for them properly, you will find where these little tools are kept in certain stores. So now this is a 38 mm size hole saw. It's perfect for the installation of elements. So to install it is very simple. To install the hole saw onto the machine is very simple. Basically slide it in, turn, and then use this key to tighten the hole saw, fasten it tight onto the machine. And then next, you get an extension, you plug it in. And then we'll drill. So again, when you want to drill, you do a measurement of using, you normally use my pinky finger as a measurement of the length. So I know, okay, my target is going to be here. So at this point I have to stand, and then I apply the force. So when you apply force, you have to apply force pushing down. Then when this part here has made the first hole, you release your pressure point. I mean, your pressure pushing down, you reduce it a little bit, because what happens is if the pressure continues, these teeth could crack your bucket so bad. So you take it easy, basically. I'll show you what I mean. It's quite noisy. It's going to be very loud. So here we go. And there we've got a perfect sized hole for the installation of our element. Okay, so now see that took us less than 30 seconds, and now you use your knife to scrape off as we did the first time using manual method. So that is it for making hole saw. I'm using hole saw. Next, we are moving on to, at this point, we are going to be diving into the installation of the tabs. Alright, so thank you very much everyone. That's from us, Caslee Electric Bucket. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got a lot more content coming your way.